Hi guys, I'm here with it's not a dilemma, but it is something that I just noticed. First of all, I noticed that I have 3 family albums, and this is a pre-children one, I think, because I haven't even looked at it in a while, so I'm actually not sure. And if you can't see the whole thing, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of flip over it as I talk. But this is mainly when my husband and I were dating and stuff, so you can tell like this was my first pre-cut because there's a lot of cuts with the same font. But I think I only had like 3 pre-cut cartridges. So anyway, I was saying that I just realized as I was putting some, so let me start off. I have 2 shadow boxes down in my living room that I like to change my layouts in seasonally, or like when I want to see a different layout or whatever. And this one I have to open up these post-bound album and put this in here because that's where this goes. And notice that I had more than one family album, and that the second one I kind of just threw in the layouts without putting them into date. I realized that I had some in my first album that could go in my second album, and then some from my second album in my first album, and vice versa, because I want them to be chronological. So this is like older stuff, older photos, and I had some space here, so I know that most of this is just like, see, this is this is 2009. This could probably go in the other album. The second one, this was my very first album that I completed. So I'll show you the other one. As I'm going, I bought another 2 simultaneously, and then I decided that this was going to be for my Korea album. Well, I lost most of my photographs because my computer crashed, and that's when I learned about backing up stuff. And even then, these are mostly photos from Korea, photos of us in Korea, and this is what this became, and like awful lighting and stuff. So I'm not the best picture taker, but at least memories are there. If you want any other close-ups or whatever of these, I can show them to you. There's a lot of dark photos and just certain things. So I made this one from Korea, and then that's as far as I got. So I have this much left, and I know I have some photos like on Facebook, if I can pull some from MySpace? Yeah, so I realized here, because I was putting away some layout, and I realized that I had some older ones from when my first son was born, and I noticed that some things are out of order, and I want to keep my album chronological. I don't have it all that way, and I realized that some don't have dates like I mentioned before. So I came in here pulling out stuff that I needed to pull out that wasn't in chronological order, and then I pulled out some sticky notes too to add a date or to make myself a reminder. This one was Halloween one, but it's all 3 of us as a family, and then on the back side I had a Halloween layout of just my son, and that can go in his album. So I pulled it out, and I have another opportunity to add something else between October and November 3rd. October. Not that I'll have anything, but at least it's there. I'll just have to move this up or whatever. And that's what I realized. So I was just wondering if anybody can answer this or share the way that they store their albums. See, here I realized that from this layout to this layout, I have all of these months missing. So I added sticky note to stuff so that I can keep that in mind. And then I'm going to write these dates down in my scrappy notebook. I already started one, but I went ahead and I need to go ahead and transfer it to a larger, like a real notebook. So I wrote here also that between these 2, I'm missing these months from that year. And then that was the end of this one. And I decided to leave it to December 2014. I'm going to take this one out, and then 2015 to the other years will be in the new album. So if you guys can share how you do this, I even added these dates because I'm going to need to keep this in mind. And since I didn't have a reminder anywhere in this album or on the spine, one of those spine markers or whatever, about how old all these layouts are and what years they consist of, I want to make sure that I have some sort of reminder. This is not going to stay like this, obviously, but it's been like that since I've had it, so I might as well put it to use. And I wrote in the year on a piece of paper and slipped it in there. So the new one that I have, like I said, this was my newest album, and this is the layout that I just pulled out, and I broke out with sticky notes, and I'm still in the process of it. I got a phone call from a family member of mine. I wrote no date, but then I was coming across photos to see if this one was before or after, and then I found it because this one did have the date right there and this one didn't. So I went looking in my photos of my phone because it's just easier to access and see where this was. So I'm able to pull this one in, and I already found the date, so now I just have to go and stamp it somewhere or add it. I might have to do it here. And see, I've already started doing that, but I just realized this one I had to look for more than once because the date's right there and it's really small. I still haven't gone through it, and I'm in the middle of it, but I'll be putting in missing gap of photographs between layouts if there's any, like a large number of months in gaps, I guess. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? Then I'll have to go ahead and make a note of that when we go, because this has like the end of May and then I'm in the middle of June here. So I need something there, or I'd like to. And then this goes from June of last year to November without any layouts. And this is a double page. I love these. Look at this. This one is like already together. It's for double pages, and it makes your page like fit in there. And they're from We Are Memory Keepers, and I found a 10-pack of these at Tuesday Morning. So if you're on the lookout for those, whenever you see pocket pages or I don't know what they're called right now, look through them through the pocket page protectors in between, because that's how I found this one pack. And I think I actually went back and tried to look for one, and I actually found a second pack. So I have 2 of those. Not that I make a lot of double page layouts, but at least I have it. And this is November, and then this is the December of 2017. So it's still a work in progress. I'm not a very fast scrapper, but I already have these layouts. So these are layouts that I had found, and they were just kind of thrown in this album. And so I went back and looked for dates. I pulled them so that they could be in chronological order. This 2010 is gonna have to go in the other album, and so is this one. I think that's why they're pulled out of this album, because this is where I had them. And this layout, and this one, sorry for the glare. This one is a double page only because I cut out the back of this paper. I cut a circle in this pattern paper on the back so that I could see the dedication, and I made a whole layout about that in itself because my niece titled it My Favorite Aunt, and then she put beside my other sister. So I think I have a process video for this one. So I'm going to put these, and then this is going in my son's album, so I should write that down somewhere. Orion's album. And so that's gonna tell me that I can either need to date it, they need to go in a different album, yada yada. This is gonna go in the older album. So these are older layouts that were sitting in this new one. And yeah, I guess that's all I had to share. If you guys, I would really... Oh, look at that. This doesn't have any journaling in the front. So I put it back here. So I'm going to add a tag to this one and make sure that I can add the journaling so that it's prevalent this way, because my kids don't usually pull out the layouts. They're little, so I usually don't let them do that. And if I don't see it, then my kids won't see it. So that's what, this is another part of this has a date because this was an invitation. And then we already talked about this. Did I already show you this? I think I did. Okay, so I already showed you that one. Yep, I did. And okay, oh yeah, because I pulled out these. So now I have, on top of all the projects that I had intended for this year, I also have this to do, which is almost done anyway because I already went through both albums. I think my kids' albums are pretty much chronological, but I also have all of these to either date, this one has a date, or they're completed but they just need to be put away. So this will go in my son's album. This will go in Rowan's album. So will that one. Yeah, oh that's right, because I am making layouts for Rowan's album because this is going to go in the family album. This is going to go in Rowan's album. Family. This is an insert that I created for the solar eclipse. And so yeah, this has a date, so this will be in the family album. This will be one I have album that's for Dwayne and I, and this is gonna go in Ryan's, and this is going to be family. Rowan. See, I need to do some journaling for this one. This one has a date, I'm sure. Let's see here. Oh, and it does have a date, and it does have the journaling done. So that'll be for Rowan. Gotta separate those now. This needs journaling, so I'll put it here, and so does this one. And these I think I've already had as homework, and I don't know if I shared that or not, so I don't know if you guys want to interested in seeing them, but I guess I already have the journaling done. And yeah, so this is going to be my process for these, more journaling, and I'm going to go back, and this was a double page layout. And since I still have homework notes on these, then I got to glue that back. Then I'll be able to finish these up and also put them away as we go, as one does. And so this is adding, this is old work that needs to get started on and get done so that I can go ahead and make progress as I'm going, so I don't get overwhelmed with this. And while this is still just a little bit of work, then it won't be as much when I have like 10 albums to go through. And hopefully I'll be able to stay on top of it. If you guys have any other suggestions or comments or ways that you do your photo layout upkeep, let me know in the comments down below. If you guys would like to do a video share, that would be cool, of how you keep your layout. And any scrappy friends that want to join along, I'm kind of curious to see how everyone else does it. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.